Welcome back to my channel today. We explore the value of specific coins, the most valuable double-die penny coins, value in market first, up the 1951 doubled-die penny with the D mint mark. Many collectors and treasure hunters look at their wheat cents hoping to spot a rare variety, and the 1951 D doubled die is one of the coins that can carry extra value when identified correctly. Even in circulated grades such as fine condition, this coin can be worth noticeably more than a normal 1951 D wheat cent. The key is understanding what the doubled die really is, how to spot it, and what the market is paying for examples in today's collecting world. The short answer to value is that a 1951 D doubled die penny in fine condition usually sells somewhere in the range of about $20, up to a few $100s. Most pieces fall on the lower end if the doubling is subtle or the coin has heavy wear, while the stronger, bolder varieties that are authenticated and attributed by a grading service can push values into the higher end of that range. The wide spread exists because not every example shows the same degree of doubling. Some pieces have very clear doubled features on the date and letters, while others show light doubling that only specialists care about. The difference between those two types is often the difference between $260,000. Collectors look for this doubling on the obverse of the coin. On a 1951 D doubled die, the most common areas to check are the date itself, the word liberty, and the motto, "In God We Trust." With a magnifying glass or a small loupe, you may see clear separation in the digits of the date or in the letters. This is very different from mechanical doubling, which creates a flat, shelf-like appearance. True doubled die doubling shows rounded edges and looks like a second set of letters or numbers slightly shifted. Being able to recognize the difference is important because machine doubling is common and carries no premium. When it comes to recent market activity, price guides and sales records show that collectors do pay a premium for these coins even in circulated grades. Certified examples that are attributed as a recognized doubled die variety are the ones that bring the best prices at auction or on collector platforms. Slabbed pieces from services like PCGS, NGC, or Anax remove the guesswork and provide buyer confidence. Raw coins sold on places like eBay can still do well, but often at lower levels since buyers have to trust the seller's attribution. If you have a 1951 D penny that you think might be a double die, good clear photographs are your best friend. Use bright light and take close-up shots of the date and motto so the doubling is visible. Compare your coin to trusted reference images online or in doubled die catalogs. If the doubling matches, then having the coin authenticated and graded may be worthwhile. This not only secures the value, but also makes it much easier to sell when the time comes. The bottom line is that the 1951 D doubled die penny is a neat collectible, and even in fine condition, it carries more value than a regular 1951 D wheat cent. Depending on the strength of the doubling and whether it is certified, you could be looking at a coin worth between $400,000 in today's market. For collectors, it is a fun variety to search for, and for anyone who finds one in their change or in a collection, it is a reminder that even ordinary-looking wheat cents can still hold hidden treasures. Next up, the 1946 doubled die penny with the S mint mark. Even with surface imperfections or minor scratches, a 1946 S doubled die in good condition can draw collector interest. The goal here is to help you understand what to look for, how much such a coin might be worth, and where the risks lie when evaluating one with flaws. The 1946 S doubled die is not as well known as some of the more dramatic doubled dies, but it's very much a specialty item. In basic circulated condition, a regular 1946 S wheat cent has modest value, often only thousands over face value. But when doubled die characteristics are present and visible, even in a good grade with wear and scratches, the coin can command a premium among collectors who specialize in varieties. What exactly is a doubled die? A doubled die error happens during the minting process when the hub or working die receives an extra impression, causing elements of the design, letters, numbers, or mottos, to appear doubled. True doubling is distinguished by soft, rounded secondary images with depth, not a flat shadow or mechanical damage. For a 1946 S doubled die, you'll want to examine the date digits, especially the 1946 and the motto, "In God We Trust," and the word liberty. Under magnification, look for separated edges on those letters or numbers with some slight offset. This offset should be consistent across multiple characters, not just a random doubling on one letter, which may instead indicate post-mint damage or tooling. Because the coin is in good condition, it will have heavier wear and likely loss of detail in many areas. That means any doubling present must still be clear enough to distinguish from mere wear or scratches. Light or weak doubling may be invisible to the naked eye. In such cases, only serious variety collectors or advanced graders can confirm the error. Scratches can complicate matters, because linear marks might mimic or obscure actual doubling, so you'll need to rule out surface damage. Good. Angled lighting can help reveal the real doubled edges by casting shadows along true raised doubling, whereas scratches tend to produce inconsistent reflections. As for value today, a 1946 S doubled die penny in good condition might be worth in the ballpark of $100,000, up to perhaps $120,000 or more, depending heavily on how strong the doubling is, whether the coin is attributed or slabbed, and how confident buyers are in the identification. A subtle doubling in a scribbly, scratched coin will fetch low premiums, or only interest from niche collectors, while a boldly doubled specimen with good eye appeal and confirmed attribution could push toward the higher end of that range. If you believe you have a 1946 S doubled die, photograph it carefully. Use strong directional lighting and macro shots of the date, liberty, and "In God We Trust." Compare your photographs with reputable doubled die catalogs, where known varieties are documented with reference images and description of which digits or letters show doubling. If your coin matches one of those varieties, consider sending it to a recognized service such as PCGS, NGC, or ANAX for attribution and grading. Even with scratches, a slabbed variety brings confidence to buyers and tends to yield a better realized price. When you go to sell, be transparent about the coin's condition. Mention the grade good and disclose the scratches. Show close-up images of the doubling and any damage. Use auction platforms or variety specialist coin forums where collectors know how to evaluate error coins. Watch comparative sales of similar 1946 AS doubled dies to set expectations. In summary, the 1946 doubled die penny with the S mint mark is a subtle but collectible variety. Even in a good grade with surface issues, it can carry extra value compared to a standard 1946 DATS. The key is whether the doubling is strong and attributable, and whether potential buyers trust the coin's authenticity. If you send me your close-up photos, especially of the date and motto areas, I can help you estimate more precisely what your coin might be worth in today's market. Next up, the 1955 doubled die Lincoln cent is one of the most famous error coins in United States history. And today, we are looking at its value in extremely fine condition, even with some scratches. Collectors have chased this coin for decades because the doubling on the obverse is so dramatic and unmistakable that it stands out to the naked eye. If you have a genuine 1955 doubled die cent, you already have a key piece in the Lincoln Wheat cent series, and its value is much higher than an ordinary 1955 penny. The first thing to know about this coin is that it was struck in Philadelphia, so there is no mint mark on the obverse. What makes it special is the doubled die error. The entire date, especially the numbers 1955, shows bold doubling, and the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" are all doubled so strongly that the coin almost looks like it has been struck twice. This is not mechanical doubling, which creates a flat shelf-like image. It is a true doubled die variety created when the working die itself had the doubled image, and that's why it is consistent across all genuine examples. When it comes to value, the 1955 doubled die penny is one of the best-known and most desirable error cents. Even in circulated grades, collectors are eager to own one. An example in extremely fine condition normally sells for several $1,000s in today's market. Price guides and auction records put the value for an XF piece in the range of roughly $2,000 to $4,000, sometimes higher if the coin has strong eye appeal and fewer marks. Scratches and surface damage do lower the value, but not nearly as much as you might think. The rarity and popularity of this doubled die are so strong that even imperfect pieces still command high prices. A scratched XF coin may bring a lower price than a problem-free example, but it can still be worth around $2,000 or more, depending on severity of the marks and overall appearance. Collectors pay close attention to authenticity, because the fame of this variety has also led to counterfeits. If you believe you have a 1955 doubled die, the best step is to have it authenticated and graded by a major third-party grading service like PCGS, NGC, or ANAX. A genuine certified coin will always sell more easily and bring stronger bids. Photos alone often cannot convince a serious buyer, so having the coin in a slab is the safest option. The bottom line is that the 1955 doubled die penny without a mint mark is one of the most iconic U.S. error coins. In extremely fine condition, it normally brings thousands of dollars, and even with some scratches, it is still a valuable piece of numismatic history. If you have one, you are holding a genuine rarity, and even a circulated imperfect example can be one of the highlights of any collection. Next up, the 1922 doubled die Lincoln cent without a mint mark is one of the more mysterious and exciting error coins in the Wheat Penny series. Most Lincoln cents from 1922 were struck at the Denver Mint and carry the D mint mark, but a small number were produced with no mint mark visible at all. Some of these rare coins also show a doubled die obverse, which makes them especially collectible. Even in lower grades like good condition, and even with a few scratches, these coins attract attention from collectors who appreciate their history and scarcity. To understand why the 1922 no mint mark doubled die is so fascinating, it helps to know the backstory. In 1922, only the Denver Mint struck cents. Because of heavy use of dies and overpolishing, some coins lost their mint mark entirely, or show a very weak one. On certain dies, doubling on the obverse lettering and date can be seen, making them a doubled die variety. When collectors see a 1922 penny with no visible D, they often get excited and start checking for signs of a genuine no D variety and possible doubling. The doubling on these coins usually appears most clearly in the word liberty, and sometimes in the motto, "In God We Trust." The letters may show separation or a shadow effect that is different from machine doubling. Careful inspection with a magnifier is necessary because wear and scratches can sometimes make it hard to see the doubling. In good condition, with noticeable circulation and some surface marks, the features are not always sharp, but collectors still pay premiums for authentic examples. So what does the value look like in today's market? A 1922 no mint mark doubled die in good condition with scratches is far from top dollar, but it still holds a level of desirability well above a normal wheat cent. While higher grade examples can bring thousands of dollars, a coin in good condition with some damage may bring in the range of $300,000, depending on how clear the doubling is and whether a buyer is confident it is authentic. The price can swing quite a bit because of condition issues and because some collectors are willing to pay more just to own an example of this scarce error. Collectors who specialize in doubled dies or rare Lincoln cent varieties often consider any grade of a 1922 no D doubled die to be worth keeping. If you own one, the best step is to have it authenticated by a grading service. Even if the scratches and wear lower the value, A slabbed coin that verifies it as a true 1922 no-D double die will always be easier to sell and will command more than an unattributed raw coin. The bottom line is that even a circulated, scratched, good condition 1922 no mint mark doubled die penny is a piece of numismatic history. It represents a rare combination of minting errors and is a variety that collectors talk about often. If you are lucky enough to have one, you own a coin that is far more special than the average wheat penny. And even in well-worn condition, it can still bring a respectable price in today's market.